Carolyn, and today I'm going to teach you how to make zucchini bread. We're going to start by putting our oven on bake 325, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with our wet ingredients first. I've gone ahead and broke 3 eggs, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a little mix on those. So we're starting with 3 eggs. 3. And then it's calling for 1 cup of vegetable oil. So of course I have some vegetable oil here. So let's go ahead and eye that up. 1 cup. One cup of vegetable oil. It calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So vanilla, I have my last trip to Jamaica, I picked up this nice pure vanilla there. Very reasonable. So if you're ever going through Jamaica, it's a nice thing to grab on the in the airport. So that's 2 teaspoons. And that's it for our wet ingredients. Go ahead and put that in our mixer. And, oops, lock it. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and mix our dry ingredients. So we don't need our oil any longer or our vanilla. So our dry ingredients are 1 1/4 cups of sugar. Great. Move that off to the side. And then it's calling for 3 cups of flour. And this time I went with the unbleached all-purpose flour. I thought since zucchini is going to be kind of on the brown side anyway, it might be fine to have a little unbleached flour. Maybe it's a little healthier for us. 2 and 3. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. This is baking soda here, 1 teaspoon. And that's a fresh container. You do want to make sure your baking soda is fresh, so that way it works for you. 1 teaspoon of that, and the same with baking powder. I had 2 different ones open in my cupboard, and this one's good till 2021, so I threw out the other one that was expired. So this is a 1/2 teaspoon. And then we have 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. Just going to dump it all right in there. And then lock it and put it on number 2 usually. And while that's going ahead and mixing, let's move this off to the side. That's our oven getting heated. And now we have to, 1, prep our pans. So we need to have those loaf pans greased and a little flour. So I'm just getting a little Crisco and greasing those up. I always like to put a little flour on my pans too. Just something my mom always did, so I like to do it, even if the recipe doesn't call for it. And now let's prepare our zucchini. So you can turn this off for now. So preparing your zucchini, usually I'll pick a zucchini that grew a little too large in my garden, and I'll cut off the ends. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half. And then any big seeds down the center, I'm just going to scoop out the biggest seeds so that way they're not kind of ruining our zucchini bread. Just use a spoon, kind of take out the center. And then here's our cheese grater, but we can go ahead and grate our, I'm going to cut that a little bit more. Cut it in half to make it a little easier to deal with. And I'm just going to go ahead and grate it. Put a little pressure on a little angle. and get down pretty good. Move that off to the side. And this was just one zucchini, and all we need is 2 cups of grated zucchini. So we'll see how we do here. I have a feeling that we could have probably doubled this recipe with 1 zucchini. Well, let's see what we have. Here's our measuring cup. Turn that back on. There's 1 cup. Yeah. I think we only needed half the zucchini for this. And that's 2 cups. So it's starting to mix in there. I think we're going to have to give it a little hand. Let me just turn this a minute and slide the zucchini in a little bit more. We'll get the edges down. And then we'll give it a little nice spin. Great. So it's a little thick. We did add all our ingredients, so I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that's all mixed through, which it looks pretty nice. So let's just cut that in half into this pan. And then the other half in here. Spread it out. It's a great way to get some vegetables in your kids. Tell them they're having a little cake, cinnamon cake. They don't even have to know that there's zucchini in there. All right, my hands are clean. I'm going to go ahead and use my finger there. Slide that down. Great. And then we put it in the oven, bake 325. I have it on the middle rack. And we set our timer for 1 hour. Let me just make sure. Yep, 1 hour, bake at 325. So we'll be back in an hour. An option to that zucchini bread is to add 1 cup of walnuts. Because there's nut allergies in my household, I always leave that out. Okay, thanks so much. I'll be back when I pull it out of the oven. Hi, and we're back. The timer just went off. Let's go ahead and check the oven. I have a little metal stick to check our breads. And they're coming out clean, so they're perfect. So I'll put those here. We'll just hit clear. So our breads are ready. We'll let them cool. We can pop one out to show you what that looks like. Oh, it comes right out, no problem. I'll just flip that over. We can do the same with this as well. And now, if you had a lot of zucchini and you wanted to put these in the freezer, just let them cool. You could wrap them in saran and then foil wrap them and then just label them zucchini bread. And you could pull it out for winter. So we're all set. Here's our zucchini bread. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to, you could like us on Facebook or follow us on YouTube. And if there's something you'd like us to cook for you, just let us know and we'll see what we can do. Thanks so much. Take care.